Hey everybody, welcome to the crypto lunch break. Uh, in the middle of the night. Um, it's good to be hanging out with everybody. Good to see you here. Who all's here? We have Baron, Emerson, Sorax. Good to see you. Gerald. Good to see you. I know one of the comments are being deleted. There was a lot of people that had made comments, and then I can see it in. I can see the comments in StreamYard, but then when I go over to the YouTube page, they are not there. That's why I made that comment. Well, no, because I can see the comments in StreamYard. So if you make a comment, I see it and it stays here. And I will be doing, I think, 2 giveaways. The usual, like one amusable comic picker, and I'll give away some money to you guys in the chat. All right, it's been a crazy week. We didn't do the crypto rewind today on Rice's channel and on mine now that we can stream it on both channels. Rice, I don't know why it's not funny, but he said he ate bad Chinese food after around the blockchain, and he got real sick, right? Because he does around the blockchain, gets off that at 5, and then he goes. We do our show at 7 Eastern, so he has to like kind of eat in between and get like maybe like 15-20 minutes to like lay down. But he ate some bad Chinese and got sick. And my son's like, so Rice ate bad Chinese. I'm like, I don't know why that is like goofy sounding, but it is. Thanks, Orax. That's very nice of you to say. Okay, so what we were gonna go over, the news of the week. But I think the main gist of things, I think that it really is kind of struck me this week. Also, we're gonna have my buddy Greg Lang, the founder of Rivet. He was going to be our guest on the show, which I was kind of bummed because he's a really cool guy and a good friend of mine. But I think we're going to have him on next week. All right. I always say this. Hey, man. Yeah, I always say, hey, man. I always say that words matter. I always bring up how about 2.5, going on 3 years ago, people stopped calling Democrats, and they call them Democratic. Everything is a Democratic senator, a democratically elected. Everyone's Democratic. Republicans are democratically elected. Republicans, if they put something out, it's a Democratic bill. But people started using the word Democratic, and it's not. They're Democrat. I don't know why I went off on the tangent, but that really bothers me because I know people that are like super libertarians, people that are very aware of everything, and they're using that word now, Democratic, which I think it's just a conditioning thing. But anyway, I look like your father. I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt. It's very, very hillbilly of me, but I have a lot of sleeveless shirts. Maybe I'm a hillbilly. I don't know. All right. Well, I love you too. So I think and I said this last week when when we did the special show on Biden's executive order, and how I think you really need to look at the wording and the words that people are starting to use. I said last week that I think that lines are being drawn, and people are starting to kind of have to pick a side. People in government, movers and shakers, people of importance and influence like Musk. Musk he's not in politics, but he definitely influences it. And I think these people aren't able to kind of be quiet anymore. We're coming into this time period of where we're hitting the fight. They've ignored us. They laughed at us. and now it's coming to the point where they're going to fight us. Um, and people are starting to have to pick sides, and they're coming out of the woodwork, and lines are being drawn. I said that last week, and it's a crazy how fast that has happened, and how people are definitely coming out um, and choosing sides. Before we go any further, though, I need to do some housekeeping and tell you guys that the show is being brought to you by B.Ducks, B.Duck, and by Mad World. Now, I did a whole review of Mad World, which there's a link in the description to that. Where is it? There we go, right here. Mad World NFT ecosystem. Um, it's a cool project. You can check it out. I left links down there in the description so you can check it out. But B.Duck breeding season is here. You can go to the site and you just click on start breeding. Let me read what it does. I also left you there's a link to a Medium article right here, which goes over how to breed and everything. Okay, so you go there. Now, if you hold a minimum of 2 founding feather B.Ducks, founding feather, like founding father, that is cute. You can only breed once. A legendary can breed up to 3 times. Make sure you choose your favorite combination. You can check and see the ducks that have been bred before at madworld.io. Breeding will use UMAD tokens. If you hold the same B.Duck from minting, then breeding will be completely free. Benefits of breeding a second-gen epic duckling. Ducklings will act as a multiplier to the nest and earn. That's the DeFi part of it. You can increase the chance that one of your ducks is selected for casting. Future gaming utility, which the UMAD or the Mad World's a whole ecosystem that they're building, gaming, NFTs, everything, which you can check out the review. More clues dropping on that soon. Ducklings will be served as a pilot for Mecha, which will be dropped if you hold 2 founding feathered B.Ducks. So there's links to all that. Check it out. UMAD and B.Ducks. Let me shut that. And now, also there's an OpenSea. You can see that they're kind of cute. They're pretty cool. Even if you don't like ducks, they're pretty cool. All right. Crypto Addict is here. Tristan, good to see you. Good to see you. As Darko says, Rakan. All right. I have all these videos that I haven't brought up. Where we go? Let me get one. So everything's green. That's another thing that's really cool. Market is up. Up.
It rises. Rises up like a storm.
Was it Bitcoin?
Yes, it was.
All right. What are we going through? Let me go. What are we doing first? Congress. Right here. Let's make it so everyone can see better. So there's a letter. I was talking about these lines that have been drawn. There's a letter that was sent by some Congress persons to the s.e.c. And they were talking about how, and it's really weird. In this, there's this, where is it? There's some act. Let me try to find it real quick. Congress members believe that the s.e.c. could be violating the Paperwork Reduction Act, the PRA, of 1980, which regulates the volume of paperwork that any individual or private entity needs to provide to a federal agency. There's actually a law where they're complaining, and they're bringing up a law that the government passed they're using bureaucracy to counter bureaucracy. I think it's just poetic and hilarious. But these congresspersons um, sent this letter and how they were saying that what the SEC is doing is unfair, it's wrong, and then it's going to stifle innovation um, in technology, and it's bad for the United States. So basically, and one of them's from Minnesota and some other places. It's a good article. I'll leave a link in the description to it. But definitely coming out and talking about how the SEC seems to now be kind of pushing back against crypto. Um, and then this one is talking about how Russia sanctions could push other countries to develop their CBDCs, which I've been talking about the CBDCs for a long time, like I don't know, 2 years, 3 years maybe. Um, hey, what's up, Emerson? Here we go. Maybe Elizabeth Warren can shed some light on the crypto issue for her fellow government employees. What do you think? She's such a Norse. Thank you. I didn't get your sarcasm at first, but yes. She, she is. In fact, she's one of the next story. But Canada was almost ready to come out with a CBDC years ago, so they have it like chambered. A lot of countries have them chambered and ready to go because they've been quietly working on them, or just nobody cared about the fact that they were working on them before. Um, China, they were using them during the Olympics. Um, anyway, I think that like I I've always said this about COVID and everything else. That notion that don't let any good crisis go unused, and uh, I think that the banks and the negative side, the people that are against crypto, are going to latch on to the war, or the whatever the fuck they call it. I don't care. It's a war. Uh, One of them said it. What is it? Special military operation. Um, they're going to latch onto that as a reason to push back against crypto. And at least they're using the right words. Please crush the like button, by the way. Appreciate that. They're not saying that it's cryptocurrency. At least a lot of them weren't. Um, they are calling it digital currency. But they're definitely against Bitcoin, obviously, because of the censorship resistance. Um, but if Russia wants to get around sanctions, and I've been saying this for weeks. They've been them and China both. They've been acquiring gold, silver, and other hard assets for decades, while we've been selling them off. But that's a whole nother thing. But if they needed to fund their war effort, their special operations effort, they could just load a bunch of gold on a boat and send it to whoever wants to sell them stuff on the down low, whether that's India, whether that's Turkey, whether that's whoever. It's not hard for them to do that. So it's not like they need cryptocurrency. But still, the government thinks that they're going to be able to. This guy is a genius. Very huge. Well, I am huge. I don't know the genius part, but I'm huge. Democracy. Yeah. So where was I? So Russia, they have plenty of hard assets. Okay, they can get around sanctions, and we're talking about one of the biggest powers in the world, and they're in this for a couple weeks. It's not like it's some kind of long, drawn out effort where they're been fighting for months or years. We're talking days. The people that are being hurt the fastest are the regular people, both in Ukraine and in Russia. Um, and and I've said this all for the past couple of weeks. It's obvious that all these corporations um, and entities that are coming out in support of Ukraine or against Russia, whatever you want to call it, that are basically doing the bidding of the West. They're not they're not trying to help the people at all. I mean, Apple Pay and Samsung Pay and all those, they could just limit you so people couldn't get cash in order to fund whatever, or they could limit certain things, but that anyone could buy food or a movie, a video game. It's not like they don't have the technology to do that, but they're just cutting regular people off from being able to utilize those platforms. It's obvious they don't give a shit about those people. They don't give a shit about regular people. um it's unfair and it's wrong. And you know crypto has really just been shining a shining beacon ever since Trudeau started screwing people over in Canada. To whatever the crisis has been, um, over and over and over again, crypto has been the answer. From Patreon to GoFundMe to people's bank accounts being frozen, so on and so on and so on. And the stuff that Elizabeth Warren is trying to pull now is just you know insane. So she's talking about is the wisdom of the 1800s. So she's drafted a new bill. It's a crypto sanctions bill, and this is one of the ways, because they're sneaky bastards, and this is one of the ways that government could hurt crypto, because they don't go after crypto. They don't say, "Hey, Bitcoin is illegal," which is what people have always worried about that they're going to do. People are ready for that fight, but they're not going to do that. They can't do that. So, like what the EU tried to do, they tried to basically ban proof of work, which would have been a ban on Bitcoin, which would have hurt Bitcoin. But that got pulled. So what Warren's trying to do now is go after exchanges. Um, where is it? She issued a statement saying that cryptocurrency exchanges in America and around the world. Now that you people that live in the rest of the world have got to just be annoyed as shit, because I mean, I'm an American, and the way we're constantly saying how the rest of the world should act or should do, it annoys me, and I'm an American, so I can't imagine how it would be to live outside of the United States and have to deal with this shit. I mean, if I was Mexican and some senator, well, if I'm an American and some Mexican senator is talking about how things should go in my country and what we need to do, that would annoy the shit out of me. So I definitely could understand why people would be annoyed about this kind of thing. But exchanges in America and around the world should enforce the country's sanctions against Russia and cut off businesses stemming from that neck of the woods. To make sure this happens, she is now drafting a bill that would make it much more difficult for countries or individuals to use crypto in the future to evade sanctions. Well, this is pretty weird, man. Pretty weird. Okay. Sean makes someone a mod to kill off the spammers. All right. No, I don't know how to do that. Fuck. I got booted because my computer's messed up, and and I have a brand new supercomputer, but I haven't moved all my stuff over. So, okay, where was I? So Warren. Now I don't have the articles up, so I'm gonna have to bring all this stuff back up. It's annoying. It's very annoying. Anyway, they're coming out, like I said, against crypto, and the lines are being drawn. As you can see, the senator from Minnesota, and the other one, I think there was 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans that signed the letter that they sent to the s.e.c. And there's another article. Well, this is weird. You know what I'm going to do? Let's take a minute while I'm rebooting stuff up and coming back, and we'll do a giveaway just for you guys in the chat. Okay, I know something goofy I can do. So I'm drinking an energy drink now, which is stupid because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. But it was on my desk when I came in here, so oh well. But what brand is the energy drink? So if you guys can guess it, I will give away $25 in B&B. You really look like my father. I'm sorry. Hopefully you take after your mother, not your father. I'm going to do this. All right. What was the question? If I adopt you, then it'd be like just be like your dad. The question is, what brand of energy drink am I drinking? I've taken a few sips of it already, but I mean, it's pretty easy to, there's only a few. There's a million of them. So go ahead and guess. Also, let me turn on. God, I'm so pissed that my computer keeps shutting down. I rewound and didn't see it. What's the question? Okay. What brand of energy drink am I drinking? Is the question. Monster Energy? No. Online strips without clothing. Wow, there really is some Sean Energy. That's good. Wow. I am drinking. No, I'm not drinking apple. It does taste like apple though. It's lemon cucumber. Yep, there's a spammer. Wait, I can mess with the spammer. Hold on. Block user. There we go. Bang Energy. No, I got a fun story for that though. I can't drink Bang. I drank a bunch of them. They're good. I enjoyed them, but they have creatine or something in it. So that helps your body to get over post-workout. And I actually take medication because I retain fluid. Like I get bloated and stuff, but the fluids like goes on my lungs, and it's not good. So it can make my oxygen go down because it makes it harder to breathe. Yep, you got it. Sorax got it. It is Rockstar. You got $25 worth of B&B. Anyway, so and Bang, I got Bang, and I was like drinking a bunch of them, which I'm not supposed to drink really energy drinks anyway, but I was drinking a lot of them, and my oxygen was going down. It was like hard to breathe, and I didn't know what creatine was. And then my kids told me, and I was like, oh, so I've got all this freaking extra fluid that it's keeping on my body, putting in my muscles, which is, making me, it's like the worst thing for me. And they were like, yeah, Dad, you're an idiot. So, yeah, so I had to, that was bad. All right, next, I'm going to give away another $25 worth of B&B to someone that can name a number. The number is going to be between 1 and 12. Whoever gets that number will get $25 worth of B&B. And I will then be back on the regular stream. Oh shit, y'all already let me see here. Robert was the first one. 1 4 5 2 1. Nope. And Jaron H. You got it. I even wrote it in European 7. Okay. All right, give me about 10-15 seconds and I will be back. How are these people commenting? They're in the chat. Oh, Letitia, you're actually watching me. That's a terrible stream for you to be watching me. If you're on your phone, go down to the bottom of the video and you should see a live chat, and you can comment there. And we're back. All right. Share screen. Here we are. All right, back. That was I'm so sorry that I have been lazy and haven't moved over my new computer yet. My son is he's pissed at me. I can deal with him being pissed at me as long as he's not hurt. If he was hurt, I'd feel like shit. But he's just mad that I haven't moved it over yet, and I will. All right. B&B is in your profile. I will send that to you when I'm done with the stream. I gave away the other 25. Who won that? That was you, Jaron H. You got that number 7, so you got the other 25 in B&B. And then I'll do a big giveaway from the random comment picker. Okay, so Elizabeth Warren, like I said, trying to hit the exchanges, which they've already been doing. So you really need to be, using DEXs anyway. And a lot of the bigger name DEXs are going to get hit. They are, and they're collecting information already that they really don't want you to know that or don't talk about that, but they are. Even one, what's it called? One what? One, everything, they goes through all the DEXs, puts it in one place. You know what I'm talking about, right? You're going to say, hey, Dad, Sean. 1 inch. Thank you. There's a penis joke there. There's always been a penis joke there. We've made lots of penis jokes about 1 inch. But yeah, 1 inch. So 1 inch is already geo-blocked. I have to use a VPN if I'm going or doing anything on 1 inch, which is annoying as shit. But that is going to come to all of them. Good. All right, Jaron. So I got you and Sorax covered for your $25 each in B&B. Here's something I think is very, very odd. So, I mean, it's cool that Ukraine did this. But I live in America. Um, you know, I have no fear that we're going to be invaded or anyone's going to attack us. Now, I grew up, you know, my mother worked for the government, and I did not always live that way. I had fear. Um, our car was bombed by terrorists. We came out of a restaurant, get in the car, start the car, boom, hood blew up, fire everywhere. Uh, what was I? I think it was like 11 or 10. Um, and I mean, now I know it wasn't terrorist. It wasn't terrorist at all. It was our own government. Because we were off post. Where obviously we're at a restaurant. Um, Came out, car, bomb blew up. Get out of the car. Car's on fire. The hood's on fire. And from across the street, this dude gets out of his car, runs over with a fire extinguisher, and starts trying to put it out. Um, and he was a CID, Criminal Investigations Department for the Army. Just happened to be across the street, sitting in his car, um, not at the restaurant or anything, just sitting there. When the bomb went off, a bomb that just blew the engine in front of our car, but didn't hurt us or kill us or anything. So it's a very nice bomb that made lots of fire and a big spectacle. But we seemed to be okay, and he was just there with a fire extinguisher. Now, as an adult, I can see the things that are suspicious about that. But at the time, I just thought, oh, that's nice. That's nice that that guy was there. When obviously, I'm sure that he's the one that put the bomb there. Um, but my point is that living in the United States, I don't have to worry about that kind of thing here. And in Ukraine, where there are people worried about their lives, they still have time to focus on this and to worry about this kind of thing, which doesn't seem like something people will be talking about or thinking about in a wartime situation. But I will admit that one of the first things that they started taking donations was in crypto. The country's Twitter put out right away. They didn't worry about GoFundMe or Patreon, you bastards. They went straight to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and something else. So, but I think it's odd that my mom worked for the government, but she was the head of all the chaplains and churches for all of Europe, and she was the religious coordinator. I think was her title. Jesus Christ, this dude is just awful. Here we go. Got rid of him. Yeah, I got rid of him. So, but she had also, because of her position. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I'm sure I shouldn't talk about this, but she would be given special missions tasks by the military to do that she would do because of her government or her status and her position. She was, I think, a GS or Government Service 13, and she would mainly would be like a courier and deliver I think secret documents and stuff like that. And actually, she had me do that a few times. Yeah, yeah. Lisa Bisa, glad you're here. So, but Ukraine passed that. They have made Bitcoin legal. Of course, they need to because they're spending it and they want to get more of it um, in order to help them and help their efforts in what they're doing. So that's I just wanted to kind of hit that more this week. That I think, like I said last week, that those lines are going to be drawn, and this week people have definitely been choosing sides um, and coming out either for or against crypto. I think that this crisis is definitely going to be used to its maximum potential when it comes to the CBDCs and the governments implementing them. And they're the worst thing for all of us, for humanity in general. They're total tracking and total control. So, and we don't have universal health care in the United States, but for countries that do, um, it's awful for you guys. Canada tried to 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 do this, and this was a wake up call to even the most huge, biggest statists there were, and oh, you love the government and control us, and give us 20 injections a day and whatever. Those people, when the government said, "Hey, if you don't get vaccinated, we're not going to cover certain things with your universal health care." Even then, even like I said, the biggest statists in the world said, "Wait a minute. If you can do that to them, then you can say, hey, you smoke cigarettes. We know that you're buying cigarettes. So now we're not going to cover this, that. Um, hey, you weigh too much. You just bought, a bunch of Twinkies. Now we're not going to cover this. We're not going to cover that. Oh, you like extreme sports. Now, if you break a bone, you're going to have to pay for that. So people could see that. People were waking up to that. And if you know CBDCs go through, they can see everything you spend right where you spend it. There's no way to mask that or to get around that. If they do away with cash and everything goes under CBDCs, and then once they're able to track everything you do, they can control it. They can literally not only say, "Hey, you bought Twinkies, now we're not going to cover these parts of your healthcare." They could say, "No, you can't spend any more money um, on food," or they could literally block certain purchases. Like, "Oh, your card won't work because you bought candy. You have to put that back in order for your card to go through." There's so many things that this opens up, so much control. Um, so the CBDCs are awful, and I think everyone knows that. Do you drink Pepsi? No healthcare for you, only Coke. That's not funny because it's true. Uh, that really is insane. And that's one of the things because we talked about I'd said in the beginning of the show about how these corporations like Apple Pay and Samsung Pay and all that, they're blanketly just turning their backs and screwing over Russian people who, I mean, they could be literally out there protesting Russia invading Ukraine and be risking going to prison, risking getting their asses kicked by police. Really good people, and um, I forgot where I was going with this. The Pepsi Coke thing. Um, uh, anyway, there's only like 4 corporations in the world that own everything. Um, Pepsi and Coke are both owned by the same company. Oh, I remember what I was doing. So Pepsi and Coke are owned by the same company, but I think all of these corporations are falling in line with whatever the governments are saying, whatever the the moral the moral outrage is this week. They're falling in line with that because they could be punished like that. If the government controls what you can spend your money on, if you have a company, you want people to buy your product, you have to kiss the government's ring, because the government could literally say, no, you can't have Pepsi, you can only buy Coke. They could say that if they control your money, which is insane to think of. But that is, you know what Schwab said, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Wouldn't be happy, but how's it going, Phil? And politicians don't care. They don't care about anyone but themselves. All right, let's do this giveaway here. We got 6 videos to choose from. So let's, everything's got to reload because the computer crashed. So sorry about that. But let's spin the wheel. Spinny, spin. This is for $50 go for $50 in B&B. Going to, it's gonna be $100. Everything is breaking today. I don't know why. Computer, turn on Studio One. Thank you. All right, that's 3. So let's go here. And I think, oops, I don't know why I did that, but so this is 1, 2, 3. All right, it was the last talk with
We said
buddies from
will not expand.
Consent to the Governed. All right, let's see who wins $50 in B&B. And we have 113 unique comments. All right, the winner is, dude, come on, Eric. What the hell, man? Eric, you win like all the time. We got another $50 in B&B. I actually think that Eric's B&B is in his profile. His so everyone's profile. You got was it Jaren H, $25, Eric H, a lot of H's, and who was the other? So Sorax. All you guys have your addresses in your about, so I can send those off. So all you scammers, don't bother hitting me on Telegram and Twitter and stealing these people's avatars and saying you're them. I already can send it out to their addresses. So sorry. That's about it. Sorry that I got knocked off. My computer crashed and all. It was good hanging out with you guys. Congratulations. All right. That was fun. This went longer than I thought it would. I really thought this was going to be like a 15-minute stream. But you guys take care. Good night, Lisa Bisa, Letizia. I hope you have a good time in the mountains. No whammies. That's good. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Good night. It was good hanging out with you. I'll see y'all later.